Hey, what's up, guys? This is Travesty here, and today, my first upload, I thought I would bring you a team builder. So, we are going to be in UU today, trying out a mod which I really like, Chesnaught. Not bulletproof, obviously, because of those immunities. Now, I want to try a bit of an unconventional set. You all probably know the standard defensive, spikes, leech seed, spiky shield, all that. But I decided that I want to try Assault Vest Chesnaught because if you look at its stats, I've got the EVs on here already. It's got pretty solid bulk on the physical side, decent HP, but lacking a bit of special bulk. So I figure make it AV. You can hit reasonably hard, and you get now thanks to Auras gets recovery in Drain Punch. So on dual stab, then. In terms of coverage moves, you don't really need to hit steel types because you've got Drain Punch and there aren't too many other than like Fortress in UU. Poison Jab might be useful for fairies. I think we'll put Stone Edge on there for those flying types. And then in terms of other things you might want to be hitting, I don't see the use in Shadow Claw. You could put Woodhammer over Seed Bomb, but I don't particularly want to take that recoil on a mon that only has recovery from another move. So, you could put Super Fang just for style points. I think the move I'm actually going to go for is... let's go with Poison Jab. You can hit a couple other... actually, let's make that EQ. This is how you can deal with Toxicroak, which is a bit of a problem, and obviously none of those three moves are going to be hurting Toxicroak very much, and I don't want this thing to be set up fodder for one, so we'll keep EQ on there. Other things that might be an issue, like obviously we can't really touch a Fortress, but most physical attackers can't, so I have to put some fire coverage on somewhere to deal with that. But before that, some of the very prevalent threats in UU are basically banded Entei and banded Darmanitan, and just destroy things. There used to also be Victini, but that's been suspected out of the tier. So what I really want is something that can just eat up fire hits. And so obviously not Fortress, not Heliolisk. I could run physically defensive Hydreigon, but I don't think I'm real enough for that. What I could run is Thick Fat Miltank, because I want reliable recovery, so I could run something like Blastoise or Vaporeon, but with Vaporeon still gets 2-hit KO'd by Banded Sacred Fire, which is pretty depressing, and Blastoise doesn't get any good recovery other than rest. It does add a Spinner, but I feel like I'm going to add that in somewhere else, so we're going to make you Leftovers, because I want to be able to live things. Thick Fat, definitely to take those Fire-type moves, and we want Milk Drink for recovery, we want Heal Bell, in case it gets statused, or in case Chesnaught gets burned or something I don't want. Probably just going to go with Body Slam to be a bit of a douche and try and get those paras. I don't really see use in most other offensive moves for this thing. I think I will go with either Stealth Rock and Body Slam, so I'll definitely have Body Slam, then either Stealth Rock or T-Wave at the end, depending on what else we add in here. So, I'm making you pretty simple to begin with. This is what I do with most of my teams, is make you Adamant. You start out with pretty simple EVs, and then when you figure out if there's something you want to, in particular you want to outspeed and stuff like that, that's when you start shifting stuff around to get a more balanced team. So at the moment you're Impish, not Adamant, my bad. I'll just leave the IVs as they are. Now, to go with Chesnaught, I kind of want a good special attacker. We do still have our Mega slot open as well, actually. So what could go well in this? We could get a especially offensive Mega, but I think I'm going to go with something which is actually I want to use for a while. Mega Absol. So the reason for this is you can get justified. It can sort of sponge knockoffs because it's got that pretty terrible bulk right there, but I guess you can switch it on a knockoff, get that justified. You then got a +1 Mega Absol, which hurts like a bitch. Definitely want that Sucker Punch. The priority. Stab knockoff is too hard to go past, and this is where things start getting a little bit weird. Absol actually gets some really, really good support moves, and it gets some good special moves as well. So things like Ice Beam to hit some of the ones it can't hit, like at the moment it's dual Dark Stab, can't touch like Crocodile, can't touch Florges particularly, not those special moves can help with that. But Ice Beam is just really good coverage for this tier. I could also run Fire. I think I'll put Flamethrower on there just to hit some things like, in particular I'm thinking of Fortress. I really don't like that thing. And then Will-O-Wisp, because I don't really want Wish support, and yes, Absol does get Wish, but like, the HP stat's pretty pathetic, so it's not going to be hitting much anyway. And I'm going to give it some speed. I actually can't remember Mega Absol's base speed. Yeah, its base speed is 115, so we're going to go max speed, max attack, because I want to be able to outspeed things like, so if you look at other base 115s in the tier, you've got like Azelf is a big one, Mega Beedrill not going to be outspeeding in that, but you know, Sucker Punch will pretty much wreck that thing's life. Definitely want to outspeed Darmanitan or going to put Scarf. Outspeeding Espeon would be good, you know, it takes out Galvantula, so for that we kind of need to run max speed. Just as an indicator, what's a good thing to base off? Thinking one of those base 108s. So, if we get something like, what was it, Infernape, if your max speed, that reaches 346, so, okay, I'm going to have to do Absol Mega, so get you to 346 after it Mega Evolves. Yeah, I'm going to try and positive speed nature. So we'll go positive speed minus special attacks, that's what we're going to need. Jolly, what was it? 346, yeah. So, I'm going to outspeed that by 1 point. Then go max attack. So you need 200 EV in speed, 250 to attack, and the rest in HP. Alright. So it means you won't outspeed before we get the Mega off, but after we Mega we should be good. And we need a Jolly nature. You don't want minus special attack though because of Flamethrower, so we're going to go minus special defense, which seems a little bit weird, but reason for that is Will-O-Wisp gives you the physical bomb. I don't want to be taking priority hits to the thing. Like if you look at something like Infernape, a Muck Punch is going to hurt. I guess no matter which one you make it minus is going to hurt. You know, we'll go minus defense because Absol's going to die the most priority anyway. It's pretty frail. Which one of your stats is better? Yeah, they stay the same. So what will be nice is if you're minus defense here, that will mean that if someone brings in a P2 or PZ and they download, they will get the attack boost, not the special attack boost, which could be pretty useful. It's a minor thing, but you know, gotta be careful. Then I don't particularly. We could run a nasty plot Infernape actually. Could fit reasonably well, but then you have two fighting types, and like even though you've got a psychic immunity, you don't really. It's not really there to sponge hits. So you want to. I don't particularly want a firefighting. But what I think I do want is Chandelure, because we need a special attacker. I guess we got fire coverage on Absol though. Yeah, that's actually not the best idea. We got physically defensive Mill Tank, so I'll go run here that's specially defensive. I don't particularly feel like running a Blissey. That's just a bit too gross for me. You could run Dragalge. I mean, we've got Chesnaught, but like it's not the most specially defensive thing in the world. I could put a Mandibuzz on there. That would give me access to Defog, which would be nice. Could run especially defensive Roserade, but you know it's not that. Actually, yeah, Rotom Heat. Let's go with Rotom Heat. I'm gonna make you Spadef Rotom Heat, and this Spadef Rotom Heat's not a great switch into things like Darmanitan, but it can probably do. I will run some calcs after the team builder, sort out those EVs exactly if I want to have another switch in, but what Rotom Heat gives me, which I really wanted, is Volt Switch. Switch priority moves are amazing. And then we'll probably go with, definitely want Pain Split, so need some recovery. Already got Willow on something else, which actually I might take that off. But they won't be expecting the Willow from Absol as a thing. And that's kind of what I want. Could run Foul Play. I've never actually seen that before. It's interesting. I could make it a Trick Scarfer, but I kind of just want it to be a standard bulky one. So if I'm going to do that, that's a good move. There's no point looking anything down there. I'm probably just going to run Overheat for that powerful Fire Stab in case I need it. And I could run Screams, I could run Resto Chesto, but I don't really want that. I could run Sucker Punch. I never actually knew that Rotom got Sucker Punch, so yeah. I honestly think Willow's the best move to go on there, and then yeah, we'll just make it stand especially defensive, except we want odd HP number because of Rock's weakness, which speaking of which I'm going to have to get a Spinner / Defogger. And I've brought it up a couple of times already in this discussion. I think you guys know what I'm going to pick as my Spinner Defogger, because look, it is pretty good in this format. We're going to run Rocky Helmet. Big fire weakness isn't too much of a problem when we've got a Rotom and a thick fat Miltank here, and it means I won't be putting Stealth Rocks on Miltank, so we'll go for Thunder Wave. I want this to be able to paralyze things. Yeah, because this guy gets Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin, which is a nice. Actually, I could run Donphan. So I've got the Ice Resist in Miltank and Rotom again, and yeah, it does stack up on weaknesses with Chesnaught still, but Donphan might actually be better because Fortress can't hit shit, to be honest. So I'll go with Donphan. And yeah, we want Sturdy. Do I want Rocky Helmet or Lefties? How defensive are you? 91-20. I can afford to go Rocky Helmet, I think. So go Rocky Helmet with Sturdy. The only issue is this doesn't get reliable recovery, but then neither does Fortress, which is obviously why they're new UU, not OU. That and a couple of other things. I want Rapid Spin, I want Stealth Rock. We'll go EQ for Stab, and I actually really like Ice Shard on this thing. Bulky Physical Sweeper, no siree, you're physically defensive. Make you Impish again, because your special attack is absolute bollocks anyway. There we go, we fit 4 there. Base 50 speed isn't great, but Ice Shard is nice if someone starts trying to set up on you. It also hits like Noivern, which isn't that popular, but it is still in UU. Actually, what I could make this is a much more offensive mon in Mamoswine, but I think I do want that bulk. Again, we've got some Ice Resist, we've got a Grass Resist, got a Water Resist in Chesnaught. I feel like this defensive call works pretty well. This is a pretty bulky team at the moment. Now, what I really want is a very strong special attacker. Could run, I can't run Mega Ampharos, I got Absol. Dragalge hits very hard, but it's limited in having, pretty much you have to use specs if you want that to happen. Goodra I'm going to save for another team, because Goodra I've got a very interesting set for that I really like. I might actually go with, I could go with Nasty Plot Lucario, but then that gives me 2 fighting types and a lot of fighting weaknesses. Looking at what else could be a good special mon. Actually, Nidoking with that Sheer Force. Actually, I'm going to run Nidoqueen because I'm real. And it actually has better special attack, I'm pretty sure. Actually, it has better bulk at least. Yeah, so Nidoking hits a bit harder, but Nidoking's a bit bulkier. We'll go with Nidoking because I've got a fair amount of bulk already, so you're going to be make you Scarfed, actually, because I need something that's Scarfed. I could run Scarfed Hydreigon. Might be a bit better, because this, like, obviously it hits pretty hard and gets good coverage, but I feel like Hydreigon fits a bit better on the team, so you can run U-Turn, fits with that Volt Switch there with Rotom to get some momentum, and Dragon type is kind of useful. I mean, it does mean we end up with 2 Ice weaknesses, we end up with that Nidoking anyway, and I don't really have much for Psychic types at the moment, so another Dark type means another Fighting weakness though. Which this is a Fighting resist at least, but 2 Ground types I'm not particularly keen on. Yeah, let's go Azelf, actually. We could, or Espeon. I feel like Azelf's better as a kind of wall breaker or Scarfer, which I'm going to end up using it as. So, I think I will go with Azelf. I adore this thing. If you're in a draft type format, Azelf and Hydreigon and mons like that are so underrated. I highly recommend getting one because they just get fantastic coverage. Like, their issue here is like you've got 4 move syndrome. Like right here, we've got Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, and you can run Psychic instead of Extra Sentry, and Flamethrower, and that's your 4 moves. And you've got some really great coverage with Grass, Fairy, Fire, Psychic right there. But the issue with that is you then don't hit a lot of things, and with these draft type formats you can pretty much hit whatever the hell you want. So I know I want you to have U-Turn, but I want you to be special, so we'll go with Psy Shock. Hit on the physical side if we need to. Dazzling Gleam, what do you hit that we'll need to hit? Hydreigon I don't have much for at the moment. I have Drain Punch on Chesnaught, and with AV you can probably eat up a couple of hits. But I think I want Energy Ball, because there are a lot of really bulky waters, like obviously Suicune could be a problem for this team actually. I mean, I have Chesnaught, but I can't hit it that hard. And nothing else really deals with Suicune. Energy Ball is just not going to cut it, so I need to bring in a Phaser instead of one of these ones. I think I might get rid of Donphan from Empoleon. Physically defensive Empoleon. That then gets rid of the Ice weakness as well. So you need lefties because you're terrible. And there's my Stealth Rock. It does mean you have to run Defog, which is a bit more annoying than Rapid Spin, but it doesn't mean you can't get spin blocked at least. And then we want Scald and Roar, because I don't want to get set up on by a freaking Suicune. Physically defensive. Perfect. So it's not as bulky, and it is weak to fighting. I have a big fighting weakness right now, but I really want Miltank for that switch into those fire type hits though. Maybe I really want that Absol. I just want to try out this Absol set because it's so silly. We'll go with it. This isn't going to be the best team I've ever built, but I kind of just want to try this out. I'm not that familiar with UU. I'm more used to like OU and playing some different types of tournaments, but I feel like, do you like Trick? I don't think you do. You do? I could run Trick on you then, just to be annoying, but I think I need some more coverage instead actually. I think I want to keep my Scarf on this thing. Make it a timid Scarfer. I mean, look at these fucking 125 both stats. It's so incredible. I can't want to go with them. We got knockoff on this. I don't need knockoff on you. We could run Signal Beam. Doesn't really hit that much though. Flamethrower would probably hit more of the same kind of stuff. Thunderbolt. What would Thunderbolt be useful for? We don't have much to take down. What's its name? The big black bird, Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is a bit of a problem. Actually, so is what's its name? Honchkrow. I guess we have a Rotom Heat for a Honchkrow, so I'm not too fussed. What I might do is put Dazzling Gleam, which hits things like Hydreigon. It hits Mandeville's obviously, which she just talked about. I don't actually care about that attack investment because U-turn is just for priority, so I'm going to go minus attack. But I will keep, so I'm going to go timid, but I will keep the IVs, whereas normally, actually I've got to do that on all these mons. For a mon that doesn't use its physical attack at all, you want 0 IVs, because that way if you get hit by a foul play, which isn't that common, or if you get low ladder, you get hit by confusion, something like that, it's good to be able to take a little bit less damage because you don't have the IVs there. Other than that, I think at this point you go into team testing. So we'll put that 4 into, don't want HP, we'll put it into defense, special defense, same reason as before with the pyrograms. So yeah, that looks like a team. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this team, import export, to pyrotos.com. Now, if you guys haven't seen or heard of Pyrotos, he is a poker tuber. He's pretty great, actually. One of my favorites. And what you can do is you have this team building website, which you can see a bit of here. They're all Pikachu at the moment, but there's this button over to the right, which you won't be able to see, where you can import a team from Showdown. Then I can copy paste my team, click import, and voila, there's the team. Then, so, as you can start to see over the edge here, my dimensions are a bit out here, sorry guys, I'm still getting used to this. As you can see over the edge is, it's got weaknesses and strong against, so I can look here, and the main glaring weakness, I got 3 things weak to fighting. Everything else I'm pretty covered with, but that 3 fighting, just particularly on both my physical walls, is a problem. So dealing with something like Mienshao is going to be an issue, because Azel's not really a switch-in for anything, and Roman's not really a switch-in for a physical hit, given I made it especially defensive. We also have nothing to hit fairies, which is a problem. Because how the hell am I going to kill a Florges? As Florges doesn't particularly like physical hits, but I can't stay in with something. I guess AV Chesnaught could probably take a couple of hits, and Seed Bomb would be doing a fair amount. And Miltank's decently bulky. And we can paralyze it and be a bit annoying. Okay, Empoleon, you're off the team because I just come up with something better, and this is one of my all-time favourite mons. Those of you who are in the tournament with me recently know that I love this thing, and that is Crobat. Infiltrator, the reason I love Crobat, look at that goddamn speed, 130. Even uninvested outspeeds most of the deal. Like, look at this, if I go to, what's something like Miltank. Miltank's base on 100. If I go max speed, it's 299. If I put 3 points in speed, 16 EVs in speed, then Crobat will outspeed a max speed, non-positive nature, base 100. That is ridiculously fast. It even outspeeds a lot of Scarfers, which is cool. So we definitely want Infiltrator, and because we got rid of Empoleon, I want Defog, which means we don't have rocks anymore. So I'm going to put Stealth Rock onto Miltank, because Stealth Rocks are really important, because they don't have spikes on Chesnaught. It's always good to have at least some hazards to wear your opponent down. So I want Defog on Crobat. It's not the best move to have on Crobat, but I want some way to get rid of hazards. Now, to cover that issue with fairies, I want Cross Poison. And this thing actually learns Whirlwind, which is fantastic. That's one of the reasons I picked Empoleon, was to Whirlwind, roar out Suicune. But if I have Whirlwind on this, that works. I'm going to make you a bit bulky, so we'll go Black Sludge. There is also a Choice Banded Crobat set, which is really cool. There's also sometime I'm going to use Nasty Plot Crobat. You guys can hold me to my word on that. I will use Nasty Plot Crobat, and it's going to destroy the tier. So then what I kind of want to do, so I just kind of just put Brave Bird on there, because it just hits pretty hard. I could also put another move like Roost, could be useful, could be very useful. Super Fang is an incredible move, but don't think we really have room for it on this team. U-turn would obviously be nice, but I don't think we need it. Taunt is nice. There's so many good moves that Crobat learns. It's fantastic. I really don't want to have to be forced to put defog on this thing. We've already got Whirlwind. That's already a annoying support move that I have to put in. It's such a great offensive threat. I think I'm going to get rid of defog and work out some other way to get rid of hazards. So it goes Brave Bird, I think. Brave Bird, Cross Poison, Whirlwind and Roost maybe. I don't really feel like I need the Taunt. I don't have a setup mon at the moment. Screw it. We're going to go, instead of Willow on you, we'll go Swords Dance. We got Will-O-Wisp on the Rotom anyway. It's not the Absol set I wanted to use, but I feel like I need something that can just destroy. When someone's trying to storm me out, I can just set up in their face and punish them for it. Perish Song, that's fantastic. What does Play Rough hit? That would not otherwise be hitting with dark coverage. Not much. Superpower could be nice. Stone Edge, not really. What I really want to be able to hit is something like a physically defensive Florges. But you don't learn any steel type moves, do you? You learn Iron Tail, but I don't want to miss the risk. I don't want to risk the miss. Sorry. Poison. You know what? I've got Crobat to deal with. Florges. It's not really that big of a threat anyway. Could give you Mega Horn. It is pretty powerful for a non-stab move, I think. I'll go with Play Rough. Just Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, knock off Play Rough. This is kind of similar to what you'd see from like a Mighty Enna, I guess, in friggin' PU, which, look, I'm also going to be doing at some point. So, given we don't no longer have a way to go, so you're going to be a bulky support. I don't want you to be too. Definitely want that speed. I just want max speed on this thing. Jolly Nature, and yeah, Falling Attack. Now, I need a reliable defogger, because we got a 2 mons weak to rock, which is annoying, and like Magic Bounce on Absol helps to keep hazards away, but it's not the most reliable. What is Rotom Heat doing for me? It is another nice switch into fire type hits. I really want that Volt Switch actually. So I kind of want to keep these. I don't want to get rid of anything because I was originally building around Chesnaught. But at the moment it's probably the least useful member of the team, but I don't want to get rid of it. But it definitely needs some way to get rid of hazards. But I don't want to be set up for a freaking Suicune. Like, what else can I do to Suicune? I need that Whirlwind there. I need Roost to be able to heal off damage so I can keep this thing healthy. Cross Poison to hit fairies, and Brave Bird just to hit everything else in the tier. Brave Bird's a really nice move to have on this thing. Actually, if I gave you Taunt, then I'm not worried about Suicune anyway. If I gave you Taunt and Super Fang. This is the exact same set I ran for No Pause Tawnies. Brave Bird, Super Fang, Taunt, and Roost. It's basically a complete stall breaker. And it means that Suicune is not a problem in the slightest, which is great because in this tier Suicune is a definite problem. Mega Aerodactyl is also a bit of an issue. I have to rely on it missing a Stone Edge at this point. I guess we outspeed with Azelf and like it will die to most of the moves we have. It's not that bulky. And it probably can't take a Sucker Punch either actually. I still need some way to get rid of hazards if I don't want to put defog on Crobat. What's another good fire type switch? Miltank's nice, but I mean, it is down in NU for a reason. I really want something that can just eat up a fire type hit. It's not Arcanine, because I've already got a defensive fire type that can get rid of Blastoise. How old do you take a? How old is a physically defensive Blastoise? Alright, I'm going to run the calcs. So, I want to leave that there. We go calculator. So, if a physically defensive Blastoise, I assume that's the Rapid Spin, doesn't look like it. If you're physically defensive, Impish, you don't want to be Impish, you want to be Bold, I'm pretty sure. bold, yeah. Against Entei. UU offensive. So this is a banded Entei. Sacred Fire is not doing much. Yeah, okay, so that rolls U. What about a dumb Manatan? UU Warbreaker. Flowets does a lot. You don't get any good recovery. Unless they give you like Rain Dance and lefties. But that's a bit stupid, but I guess you can take one and just fire off a Scald, so I think I'm going to go with Blastoise. Sorry, Miltank, you were cool, but not cool enough. If I made you a Mega Blastoise, you could eat it, but then you don't get recovery either. Alright, we're just going to go with normal Blastoise with leftovers. And Rain Dish in case you run into a Mega Swampert team. I'm not too worried about Mega Swampert. I mean, Ice Punch does hurt Chesnaught, but I mean, Seed Bomb will just Oko. And I don't think you can Oko me. Let's actually look at that one. I just got the calcs open. We've got a Chesnaught, blank save because I have HP investment, but not defensive investment, against a Mega Swampert. Or you switch some, whatever. Yeah, Ice Punch is doing a decent amount, but not too much. It might 2-hit KO, actually, that could be a problem. I'll just have to sack something off and bring in Chesnaught. I can throw it out anyway. Or if I know he has to go for Waterfall, I can bring it in for free. And who wants low kick on Mega Swampert, honestly? Alright. So, I think that should be pretty solid. We'll run Rain Dish. We'll run Torrent, because I'm going to put Scald on this thing. And I'm probably not going to end up using the Rain. I could run Aqua Jet just for some dodgy priority. We need Rapid Spin. I could run Resto Chesto. Do you get any other form of recovery? I don't think you do. You do get Raw. I'm not too worried about... Now that I have this thing, I'm not too worried about scaring people out. What other setup mons are there? There's the Quiver Dancing, like... If you want to go down to NU, there's like Lilligant, there's Bulka, like Gerda. But what else is there in U that can actually set up on me that would be a problem? Cotton Guard Ampharos isn't really a thing. Cloyster. Shell Smash Cloyster, you're going to see a lot of it. Low letter. Dewblade. With that SD, Espion, obviously, just that's all it does is set up into Ralligator. Other than that, it's all Moxie things that actually set up on you at all. So I think... And Snorlax. Okay, I think I will go with Raw. Snorlax can be dealt with Crobat. Most of the setup ones are physical, so I'm going to go with Raw on this for physically defensive. I know you can be physically defensive, you have to be physically defensive. We want minus attack, because I don't give a crap about Rapid Spin killing anything. There. So that's probably as good as Blastoise is going to get. Scald, Rapid Spin, Raw. What else can you learn to actually hit something? I could run... Ooh, Dragon Tail instead of Raw could be nice. But I don't really see the advantage. Because Raw can hit through a sub, which is, like, can phase them through a sub, which is fantastic. Wow, Blastoise actually gets some really cool moves, which I never thought of. Like Water Spout. Man, that would hit hard. But I'm not going to run it, because it's more useful just to have those Scald burns coming up on things. Might just put Ice Beam. Hit some grass types. Or Aura Sphere, actually. I think I'm going to put Aura Sphere, because most of the time, if this is going to be a spin war, it's going to be against a Fortress, Empoleon, probably not anything like Azelf, because they usually just rocks and then explode. What else does Aura Sphere hit? It's Miltank, I guess. Blissey, but it's not going to be hitting for any damage. I think I'll leave it at Aura Sphere though, just go with it. So that is the team. So this has been a pretty long recording. I will just upload it as is. Yeah, and I'll get a session with this later in the week. when I actually have some internet to play some Showdown. But thanks for watching me, guys. I will leave the link to the generator, this one, in the description, and if you don't know Pyrotoz, go check him out. He's a really great streamer and YouTuber. I find him really interesting. He's fun to listen to, so if you don't know him, go check him out. Other than that, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching my first upload, and I'll see you guys next time.